Morning students. Today we move on to the next chapter, polynomials. So this is our chapter 1, polynomials. Okay, so first we are discussing about different types of polynomials. Different types of polynomials. So we already learned in the 9th class what is actually polynomials and what is actually degree of the polynomial and all that. So based on the degree, based on the degree we can divide the polynomial as actually mainly 3 types. So if its degree is 1, it is said to be linear polynomial. Okay, and the next case, if its degree is 2, it is said to be quadratic polynomial. And the third case, if it is degree is 3, it is known as cubic polynomial. So on the basis of degree, we can divide the polynomial as, if it is degree is 1, it is said to be linear, and its degree is 2, it is known as quadratic. And the third type is, it is cubic polynomial. It is based on the degree. Okay. So we can generalize this linear, quadratic and cubic polynomial. Okay. Generalize means we can form the general form. Okay. Suppose the linear polynomial means the degree is 1. Suppose if we consider the example, for example, 6x plus 7. So, please listen here. Suppose if we consider the variable x here, its power is 1, right? So, it is an example of the linear polynomial. So, what is the form here? So, there is an x, coefficient of x is 6 here, and also there is a constant term 7 here. So, we can generalize, or the general form of this linear polynomial is given by ax plus b, okay, where a not equal to 0. So what is the general form of a linear polynomial? General form is given by ax plus b, where a not equal to 0. That is the general form. So similarly we can form the general form of quadratic, and also we can form the general form of cubic. So what is the general form of a linear polynomial? Ax plus b, where a not equal to 0. Suppose what happen if a equal to 0? Suppose if we consider the example 6x plus 3. Here the coefficient of x is 6 here. So the condition is that ax plus b, where a not equal to 0. That means if it becomes 0, it becomes b. What is actually b? B is a constant term. So constant polynomial is not an example of the linear polynomial. So that is a condition that ax plus b, where a not equal to 0. Okay. So next we move on to the next category, that is quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial is, what is the general form? General form is given by ax square, okay, plus bx plus c, where a not equal to 0. So what is the general form of a quadratic polynomial? Ax square plus bx plus c, where a not equal to 0. Okay, because if we what's the power of x here? 2. So its name is quadratic. Okay, so what is the standard form? General form or standard form. So that is actually ax square plus bx plus c, where a not equal to 0. So one more is remaining. What is that? Cubic polynomial. So the cubic polynomial general form is ax cube. Next degree 2. Okay, so bx square. So look here. Here the power of x is 3. Here the power of x is 2. Then cx. Here the power of x is 1. The last term is a constant. And also the same condition. A not equal to 0. So these are the main 3 types of polynomial. The first general form is ax plus b, so it is known as linear polynomial. right? So the second case, the constant, that is ax square plus bx plus c, where a not equal to 0, then it is said to be quadratic polynomial. And the third case, cubic polynomial, that is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a not equal to 0, then it is known as cubic polynomial. So based on the degree, we can divide the polynomial as linear, quadratic and also cubic. Okay, so this is the basic ideas of polynomials. So based on the degree, we can divide the polynomial mainly 3 types. Okay. And also we move on to the next section. So the next section is that actually 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial. What do you mean by 0 of the polynomial? 0 of the polynomial. How will you define 0 of the polynomial? So actually 0 of the polynomial means, suppose if I consider any polynomial p of x. Okay. So actually it's 0 means if we equating this polynomial equal to 0, then we should find the value of corresponding x. So this value is actually known as 0 of the polynomial. Do you get the idea? What is, how will you find out the 0 of any polynomial? First, you should equate that polynomial equal to 0. That is p of x equal to 0, and you should find the values of x. So that x is actually the 0 of the polynomial. Okay. Suppose first we have to consider a linear polynomial. Okay. Linear polynomial. So linear polynomial, what is the standard form of linear polynomial? P of x equal to, what's the general form? Ax plus b. What's the form? Ax plus b. So this is standard form of a linear polynomial. So how will you find the 0 of this polynomial? How will you find out zeros of any polynomial? You should equate that equal to 0 and you should find the values of x. So it's the same case. So we should equate. So this implies, the symbol is implies. Okay. Ax plus b, that is equal to 0. Clear? This implies ax equal to minus b. Okay. And this implies x equal to minus b by a. So this value of x is actually known as the zeros of the polynomial. So what is actually b and a here? So when we consider the linear polynomial, its form is ax plus b. Here a is coefficient of x. What is b here? It is a constant term. Okay. So what is minus b by a? Minus of constant term. So you should by heart this equation. Okay. So constant term divided by coefficient of x. So did you get the idea? So how will you find the zeros of a linear polynomial? First you should equate this ax plus b. It's a general case. Ax plus b equal to 0. So therefore ax equal to minus b. Therefore x equal to minus b by a. That we can express it as, how will you express this one? Minus of constant term divided by coefficient of x. Okay. Suppose if I consider one example. Can consider one example, that is, for example, p of x equal to 5x plus 3. So we know that this is an example of a linear polynomial, right? So we should equate this equal to 5x plus 3, that is equal to 0. What is next step? 5x equal to minus 3. What is x? X equal to minus 3 by 5. So this value, actually the 0 of the polynomial, that is x equal to minus 3 by 5 is the 0 of the polynomial. So what is actually 0 of the polynomial? So actually its meaning is that when we substitute this value in this equation, what's the given equation means? This polynomial, when we substitute the x value in the given polynomial, that polynomial becomes 0. That is the actual meaning. That is, suppose if I consider, we can check it. Suppose P of x equal to 5x plus 3. Okay. So here we get the values of x as minus 3 by 5. Right. So here I substitute 5 into minus 3 by 5 plus 3. Okay. So if I cancelling these two 5's, okay, so it become minus 3 plus 3, right? So what's the value of minus 3 plus 3? So it become 0. So this is the actual meaning. Do you get the idea? How will you find the zeros of the polynomial? First you should equate it equal to 0. So final value is x equal to minus 3 by 5. So when we substituting this value in the given polynomial, if you calculating this one, then finally its value become 0. So this number is known as the 0 of the given polynomial. Okay. And suppose if I consider the graph of this polynomial. Graph of polynomial means graph of linear polynomial. How will you draw the graph of a linear polynomial? Suppose if I consider P of x equal to 2x plus 3. Okay, this is an example of a linear polynomial. So how will you draw the graph? Just you have to find out the x and corresponding y values, right? So x and y. What's a simple method for drawing the graph of the given polynomial? Just put x equal to 0. If we are substituting x equal to 0, this become 3, right? So the next step, we should equate. So actually P of x equal to 2x plus 3 means actually y equal to 2x plus 3. Okay. So if I substitute x equal to 0, we get y equal to 3. Then put y equal to 0. What's the value of x? 0 equal to 2x plus 3. This implies 2x equal to minus 3, right? So this implies x equal to minus 3 by 2. Okay. So this value become minus 3 by 2. It's a simple method for drawing the graph of a given polynomial. Put x equal to 0 and you should find the values of y, and put y equal to 0 and you should find the values of x. So what's the corresponding points here? Here the first point is, generally the point is in the form of x comma y. Okay. So here the first point is 0 comma 3, and the second point is, what is that? Minus 3 by 2, 0. Okay. So how will you draw the graph of this polynomial? Just mark the points on the graph. So this is a rough figure. So this is our x dash, and this is our y dash. Suppose this 0, 3. Suppose this point is 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is minus 1, minus 2, like that, minus 3. Okay. This is 1, 2. This is minus 1, minus 2. So 0, 3. X is 0 and y is 3. So this is actually the point. Next point is minus 3 by 2, 0. Minus 3 by 2 is actually minus 1.5, comma 0. So that is actually this point. Minus 1.5 is actually here. So just joining these 2 points, right? So we get a straight line. So when we draw the graph of a linear polynomial, we always get a straight line. Okay. When we draw the graph of any linear polynomial, the corresponding graph is always a straight line. And this point, here the line meets the x-axis. That point is actually, this point is actually the 0 of the given polynomial. Okay? 0 of the given polynomial. So can I move on to the next section? So this is actually 0 of the polynomial. And next we move on to the quadratic polynomial. So what is the general form quadratic polynomial? We know that its standard form is given by ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 or ax plus c where a not equal to 0. Okay, this is standard form of a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. Okay, so how will you find the zeros of this quadratic polynomial? You have any idea how to find the zeros of this polynomial? If you consider a linear, it's very simple, just equate that equal to 0 and just you have to find out the values of x. But here the variable is x square. So how will you find the zeros of this quadratic polynomial? So first we have to consider one example. P of x equal to, suppose, x square plus 5x plus 10, not 5x, 7x plus 10. Okay, x square plus 7x plus 10. So this is an example of a quadratic polynomial. So how will you find it 0? Here the coefficient of x square is 1, coefficient of x is 7 and the constant term is 10 here. Okay, so the method is known as middle term splitting. Will you find the zeros of a quadratic? Middle term splitting method. Okay, so here the method is that here this constant term is actually, that is p equal to a constant. P is actually means product. So product is actually the constant term, that is p equal to 10, not 10, into coefficient of x square. So what is actually p means? Constant term into coefficient of x square, that is 10 into 1, that is actually 10. Okay, how will you find the product? 10 into 1 is actually 10 and the next case sum is actually here 7. Okay, and you should find two numbers in such a way that the product is 10 and the sum is 7. So what is the corresponding numbers? Product 10 and the sum is 7. So if I consider the numbers as 5 and 2, so just multiply it. So 5 into 2 it becomes 10, 5 plus 2 equal to 7. So we can factorize this polynomial as x square plus, okay, 5x, just middle term, okay, plus 2x plus 10. So there is no change in the first term and also the constant term. So there is only change in the middle term. So this method is known as middle term splitting method. Okay, there is no change in the first term, that is x square, and there is no change in the last term, that is constant term. So the next step is that we should take common from the first two. Okay, so that is equal to, how it become? Taking common from these two. So x into x plus 5. So next common 2 into x plus 5. Okay, so x plus 5 and x plus 5 is common. So this is equal to x plus 5 into x plus 2. So how will you find the zeros of this one? Suppose we should equate this equal to 0. That means x plus 5 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. This implies x equal to minus 5 and, not or, and. Okay, and x equal to minus 2. So here this is an example of a quadratic polynomial. So we get actually two zeros. So the zeros are given by minus 5 and minus 2. Okay. So this method is actually known as middle term splitting method. Did you get the idea? Middle term splitting method. So we only factorize the middle term and you should find the product and sum and corresponding numbers and just factorize it. Okay, and we move on